Alright. Hey, it's your boy Lock Zero, and I'm here with.
It's your main man Rev, and we're coming here. We're bringing you the latest, the greatest
In the One Piece verse, and we got a special little announcement for this one. I actually managed to have some self-discipline, and I stayed off the spoilers, so I have not read the chapter. This is going to be a live reaction.
And I haven't read it yet either, so this is the first time reading through all the reactions, genuine and upfront. So this is my actual opinion on this. Let's see what we come out and what he delivers this week.
Yeah, raw and unfiltered. So yeah, man, let's get into it.
Yeah.
We are here with chapter 1009. I'm not seeing the title yet because I'm looking at the
weekly Shonen Jump cover.
Yeah,
and
because they had a One Piece themed Shonen cover this week.
Yeah, it's a big splash page of Luffy. Up close, just looking serious, or little regular smile, nothing crazy. With some flower petals, some sakura petals floating around him. Pretty cool piece.
Sticking to the Wano theme. Kind of interested in that shirt that they're advertising in the top right corner with the panel of the super the trio, the supernova trio.
Kid and Luffy. I like that. It's pretty cool. You have the gold in place. I like that.
Yeah, you think it's I wonder if it's reflective because they can't really capture that in print, but be a little flashy for me, a little gaudy if it's shiny and stuff. But yeah, I'm looking at this cover and I'm like, oh man, I'm so out of touch with the goings-ons of the manga world these days because I don't know what any of these things are. I think the bottom left might be a Dr. Stone thing just based on the hair. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So
I'm just as lost as you are. I'm not really sure. Like I'm an old head, I gotta see what's out there. I'm sure there's a lot of great stuff. Just wanna gotta diversify with what I read. I definitely want to get into JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, but let's see.
Oh yeah, man. The little caption on the side says, "The winds of adventure propel him forward."
New VV card starter pack too. Wano Volume 1 releases April 30th, so for all you collectors, there you go, some little information for you. And Wano Act 3, I can't believe we're still in Act 3, is going strong.
Yeah, this act is dragging pretty hard, man.
The fierce battle of Onishigama approaches its climax, so maybe by the end we might actually see a curtain call on chapter 3.
It's been approaching its climax for like the last 5 chapters, I believe. I want to say they keep saying that, so we'll take it with a grain of salt. But let's get into it.
Let's do it. Okay. All right. So chapter 1009, and we get a double page here, and it's Luffy and the crew, and they're in a snowy place. They all have black jackets, or in Zoro and Luffy's case, they get the blue and orange spread. I swear to God, Luffy looks like he's wearing a Kobe's jersey, Kobe's blue jacket after he won the title, and looks like Zoro's got some Naruto-inspired orange and black kind of thing going on. Everybody else pretty much is orange, except for Brook. I see in the back. We have Jinbei, Robin, Nami, Frankie, Usopp, all wearing these black jackets.
Chopper putting a little hat. I need to learn the proper name for that hat. I mean, I see it so many times. This little rice field worker hat thing. But yeah, he's putting a little hat on the statue. And this is something I'm going to say right here. People are going to lose their minds and theory craft super hard on this because this is a color spread with the entire crew.
Yeah.
And Otama just happens to be thrown in the mix here. So people might be like, "Oh man, Otama joined the crew. What's going on here?"
Do you think they eventually get that cabin boy position filled, where it's like a kid joins them? I feel like they would have to have the most tragic backstory ever, though. I mean, they have to really compete, with what the gang is bringing. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see it. I mean, I kind of wanted it to be Momonosuke and Otama together, so they could kind of cover each other's backs and have a little extra security,
Not for nothing. I can't see Momo leaving just because Wano Country's getting its Shogun back. So I mean, who knows?
It might be Hiyori. She might take it, but you want to get bogged down in the weeds right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is cool. Yeah. This is a nice spread.
Really nice spread. Yeah, I dig it too. Liking the snowy country vibes and everyone's partying and just having a good time.
Eating onigiri and drinking beer.
Yeah.
Seems like a good time. Well, Frankie abstains. He drinks cola. So.
Straight edge after that relapse he had back in the 70s was brutal. But anyways, all right, jumping into the actual chapter. Oh, here we go, chapter 1009, which is called Hell. Ooh,
that's interesting.
Interesting title. Okay, so we have Castle Interior, and we see flames going on, billowing around. The roaring inferno consumes all. And we have a couple of workers here. We can't see if they're. Looks like they're beast pirates, guys. Yeah. Who are dousing, trying to douse the huge inferno that's going on in the castle. They're yelling, "Douse the fire! Put it out! We need water! It burns!" So we see some of the beast pirates in the background getting burned by the flames. Some are trying to put it out with looks like like fire extinguisher hoses. And next page we have Orochi in the hall being confronted by the scabbards, and this is a big moment here.
Yeah, Fukurokuju is right next to him too. And they're standing in front of sliding doors with nice trees and stuff in front of it.
And so,
already, I'm just gonna say really quick. Already, I'm glad that I didn't read the spoilers because this is something I wouldn't have expected at all. And I'm glad to catch this nice little surprise here.
Yeah, see what happens when you just let it happen week by week, Oscar. It's so delicious. All right, so we have a moment here, and Kinemon faces off with Orochi, and Kinemon says, "Orochi," and Orochi says, "Kinemon." I don't know, that's my Orochi voice.
Kinemon!
Sounds like he's a Pokemon. And then we see in the background his buddy, what's it called? Fukurokuju. Saying, "Orochi-sama, they're unaware that you already met your demise once today." Oh, met your demise once today. Interesting. Alright, so that's the end of that page, and then we go down to a double spread to the next page.
Yeah, okay. So we see Orochi and Fukurokuju talking amidst the flames going on behind them. And Fukurokuju says, "Please flee, I shall handle." And Orochi's like, "Imbecile! I would be surrounded if I went back now. Besides, Kaido's already softened them up." And continues on, he's facing the scabbards. And he's saying, "Gufu, ha ha ha! So you're what's left of the Kozuki clan? The truth about Kanjuro must have come as a shock, right? I admit I was also shocked by you, Kiyoshiro. Gufufu, I suppose you're both adept at deception." And Denjiro's looking so angry. He's so mad, like his face is like squished.
His face is already super serious, and he's like, "No, I will bring my eyebrows even more closer together to show my displeasure. My frown is even more frowning." But anyways,
the silhouette
of the Hydra coming out of Orochi. Orochi's using his zone type, unleashing it, and he's "You half-dead failures don't frighten me. I'm going to consume you and put an end to your misery." And we see all look like 9 heads of the Hydra facing off against the scabbards. "You ghosts will pay for haunting me over the last 20 years. And we see a little page of Kinemon with his sword pointing down. And then the next page is just a huge image of all the scabbards going off and decapitating all of Orochi's heads, or most of them. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heads flying off.
6. There's like a bottom one and a left bottom left corner.
But all the scabbards immediately take a head. We see Denjiro, we see Raizo, Kinemon, we see Kawamatsu. Who else? And then I think that's what's her name? Izo's Kikunojo, in the corner right there, cutting ahead. And maybe Izo's out there too, I think, right? But anyways, the main point to take away is that holy shit, the scabbards are not that tired enough that they won't take off this motherfucking head on sight. All heads. Chop, 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 chop.
Just gonna say, super graphic for One Piece. And this panel was awesome.
If ever a chat coming, it was Orochi. But so his retainer right there, Fukurokuju, is like, "Oh, Orochi-sama!" And the scabbards are looking pretty OP. They put their blades back and they just walk past Orochi. "We don't have time to waste the legs of you. You'll be judged in hell." And they're walking past the silhouette of his decapitated body, and let's see. I think his ninja's looking back and saying maybe if he wants to fight the scabbards. And Raizo,
Raizo. Yeah, Raizo's looking at Fukurokuju.
And then Raizo, and he's like, "You wish to avenge him? I'm surprised, Fukurokuju. You show such devotion to a dead fool. Fukurokuju is saying, I can say the same thing about all of you. We were fated to clash before we ever chose sides. You know that. Raizo! Okay, so that's the end of that scene, and then we go to
and I'm gonna say I still don't think Orochi's dead.
I don't think so either. Like, yeah, I think he's a little too calm, but we'll pause for there. And then all right, so we're gonna keep going on. The next page has us on Onishigama rooftop.
Yep, and Big Mom interjects here and she's like, Kaido, let's try a combined attack. I wonder how many of the 5 will survive. Ma ha 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 ha. And we get some speech bubbles here. And Trafalgar, can't you use some of your powers to send them away? You know, Kid looking beastly here with these 2 Gatling guns on his arm. And Law answers, I would have done it already if I could. Their haki is too strong. I can't move them directly.
So for everyone who wants to say shit about why did the Law just remove their fucking hearts, that's why. That's why you can't beat Luffy, so suck my balls. Okay, anyways, pause. Alright.
And Kid continues, fine, we'll just tear them apart. And Luffy's like, heads up, they're gonna do something big. I hope, and Kaido's like, I hope you can still swing that thing, hag. And he's like,
back in his club. And then
Big Mom. Who do you think you're talking to, brat?
She's
and
also
they're just
leaning in together, like
up.
with their sword and their club together in the same angle. And Kid is in the middle of this, and this doesn't look good for him. I'd get the fuck out the way, personally. But the next, oh my god, the next page, we see Zoro yelling, "This is insane!" Both of them swing their attacks forward, Big Mom and Kaido. Killer's like, we won't be able to dodge. And we see a huge flash explosion as they unleash their attack. Ocean sovereignty! And a nuclear explosion just basically goes off on top of Onishigama. And the next is, what? Kaido and Big Mom have a stunned reaction. And Zoro jumps in and he's like, all of you, run! And he's blocking this attack. It looks like, he says, we can't let them wipe us out. The attack goes through, and a big flash of explosion. We see Kid, Luffy, Law, Killer running away from Zoro, who's taking this attack or looking to block this attack. Then another explosion goes off, and the dust is starting to settle. And we don't see anything. It looks like the area has been wiped out in front of us. Kaido says, I can still sense their voices. Big Mom's impressive. They managed to get away. And the next thing we flash to where the supernovas are.
And Law says, Zoria, you still with us? And he's like, oh, barely. And I'm surprised I didn't disintegrate him. That was fucking crazy.
But he is shaking. He looks like he is in withdrawal from here. He is not getting up for a long time.
And Kid's
like, I need more blankets and less blankets at the same time.
And, Kid's like, that didn't buy much time, but thanks for blocking. And Killer's like, where's Straw Hat? And we come to the next panel, and Luffy's rushing in, and he says, Gomu Gomu no Red, and
runs up to Kaido's face with the Gummo no attack, and you see his hand rearing back, and it launches past him. It's a red, and it looks like it misses Kaido's horn, but Luffy yells at the she laugh. And he's saying, why are you dodging, Kaido? Is it because it would hurt? And then Kaido turns around looking to swing with his club past Luffy, who's sailing past him. Luffy crosses his arms, blocking with haki as Kaido swings his club and knocks him flying away. So it looks like Kaido gets a pretty strong blow on Luffy.
Yeah, and Luffy's just laid out, and he's like, ah! His hands stinging again, reminiscent of his Katakuri fight.
But he still has his haki up, though, which is interesting to know. Yeah. So it's like if you got like hit with a hammer, it's like your sword. You're like, but you're not. Your hands aren't broken or exploded. So that's an interesting note. But Kaido rushes in with his club, and
shooting preparing his laser beams, looking like a pacifista from hell. And he just unleashes a cannon. Luffy tumbles out of the way, and then we have a cool ass spread of Kaido jumping up and
looking like
his tail
spiraling.
You shouldn't have touched the Dragon Balls.
What is your third wish? Oh, answer fast or I'll kill you. But anyways, so he's swinging his club around.
Yeah. And Luffy's just like, what the hell is he doing? And Kaido's saying 3 realms. Ragnarok. This is a direct fucking hit on Luffy.
Right on Luffy. Oh man, gets him square in the middle with his club, with Haki. Looks like Emperor's Haki, a lightning attack. Anyways, so Zoro looks up, and we see some sort of like metal box floating in the air, and Big Mom is like, okay, and then Law and Kid are standing next to this metal box entrapment thing, and Law just unleashes a room and shambles, and Big Mom is like, what are these guys up to? She has Zeus right next to her, and in the next second she doesn't have him next to her. She's like, what? Zeus? And looks like they so they swap Zeus into this metal box container thing. I guess that's a entrapment to hold electrical powers.
You know what's funny? I just watched Ghostbusters. This is apropos, I must say.
Oh my god! All right, so they capture Zeus. He's not coming back into the battle, hopefully. Killer and Zoro are like, ready, Verona? And Zoro's like, I'll have to be. Huff, and he has a little bit of blood coming out of his face. He ties up his bandana. The next scene, we see Killer and Zoro rush into Big Mom, and they cut Prometheus in half with their sonic and
did they
demon
break
attacks.
Napoleon? It looks like Killer might have broken Napoleon.
Is that? I see the head. Is that flying off? Oh yeah, it's a sonic attack. So Killer dismantles one weapon, and Zoro takes out the other. Interesting. So Prometheus and what's it called again? Napoleon are out of commission. It looks like. So all three of the soul guys are out all at once. And Big Mom hits the ground, looking like a fool. Ah! And Zoro keeps chopping up Prometheus. He's like, "You're super dead, super dead." Chop. And he actually doesn't stop there. He goes, "Flame slice, crossroads in the sixth path." And
he's making him look like a fucking Smash Bros. Symbol.
Oh my god, he's chopping him up like fine onions right here, man. And so Killer is still punching Napoleon, not broken, just knocked out of Big Mom's hand, and it's running away from Killer. He's like, "Yeah, stop that! I'm just a normal sword." Big Mom yelling, "You nitwits!" And all the smilers like, "Mama, save us!" And it looks like Zeus, Prometheus, and Napoleon, even Zeus in the container, all yelling, "Mama, save us!" The next season, we see Kid jump in.
He's like, "Punk pistols!" And he's shooting harpoons at Big Mom. And she's like,
impressive.
She's like, "Did you whelps really think getting rid of them?" And we see the harpoon just completely bouncing off of her. She's like, I guess she's kind of like bracing herself. And "Did you think getting rid of them would allow you to beat me?" And she punches Kid into oblivion and just smashes him down into the ground.
It's the Falcon Punch, man. And it's right to his face, and she's punching his face into the ground. But his hand, his metal claw thing, grips both her hands, and she's like, and he smiles with blood coming out. He's like, "Repel." Picks up Big Mom, has her flying into the air above her. That's pretty cool. Law, in another screen, he picks up a rock with his power. He goes, "Tact!" And throws the big, giant, humongous rock at Big Mom. It's like 3 times her size, so, for context. She's flying away by this rock, but it's not doing anything. She's like, "You numbskulls, what's the point of hitting me with a boulder?" And she's like, "Huh?" And she's on the edge of Onishigama, and she goes flying down into nothing. And she's like, "Ah, curses, there's nothing but ocean below. Zeus, help!" And we see Zeus in the container yelling, "Mama!" Law's yelling out, "Zeus can't save you now!" Zoro just leaning over, coughing up blood. And they're screaming at Big Mom, who's in the last panel, yelling out, "It's time for you to drop out." So, looks like they just got rid of Big Mom out of here.
It says Big Mom hurtles towards the surface.
Oh,
and glorious
no break
next week.
Oh, this chapter 1010, which is looking like it's amping up even more. This was pretty crazy.
This chapter
a lot to talk about. Wow,
nuts, yo.
Wow,
this chapter was raw fucking action.
Aren't you glad you didn't get the spoilers? Aren't you glad? Wow, Oda, you did it again.
That was awesome. Oh my god, that chapter was freaking amazing, dude. Oh my god. I don't even know where to go from there.
Right,
there's some translation notes here. Let's talk about this a little bit.
All right, well, first things first. Let's close out this part of the video. Alright, so that was chapter 1009 called Hell. Because, it was epic as fuck and he wanted to throw us for a loop. And, yeah, so what would you give that for a chapter? How would you rate that? What you just read, Oscar.
Well,
how would you rate that? Block 0.
I think it was amazing.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. Let's get through our notes here really quick.
Okay. So notes from chapter 1009 Hell. Any comments you wanted to make about the chapter title itself?
I mean, it's pretty ominous. It definitely sets the tone. Yeah. So you kind of know what you're getting into off the bat. It threw me for a loop when we come into Orochi running into the scabbards. Did not think that was gonna happen.
Right, they're gonna drag that out and make a big deal about it, but no, giving us right the meat of it right off the bat, and I love it. Orochi and the scabbards, their most hated enemy, if you think about it. I know Kaido's.
I was actually.
Oh, go ahead.
I was actually gonna say, like, I don't think he's the most hated enemy, because if anything, like, I mean, Odin before was more interested in going after Kaido. Like, he recognized, who the guy was pulling the strings, and more than anything, Orochi was a pawn for Kaido to further his ambitions. Even the
I'm gonna push back about that. You know why? Because Orochi is from the country. Orochi, you could say, yeah, he's the figurehead, but he's the guy that made it all like kind of sort of bearable, where like the citizens couldn't fight back because they're like, oh, there's some sort of legitimacy there. There's some sort of guy, from us looking at. So he's the kind of rat bastard where it's like, without you, the linchpins that makes it all happen. He's the guy who, betrayed, betrayed Odin, had his trust. So like, I hate Orochi more than Kaido. I can kind of fucking sympathize with Kaido in a way. He's just trying to be the best beast monster he can be. Who doesn't want to be a great monster? So this guy is just a little punk. Running around trying to be all sly and cowardice, and that I can't stand.
No, he's a dirtbag for sure. It's just, even in Kinemon's face when he sees Orochi, to me it's more like disdain and confusion than anything. It's kind of like, this little cockroach is still here. Like, what's going on with this guy over here? And they dispatch of him pretty quickly.
Also kind of disrespectful. It's like, you've seen this guy can be a real threat if left unchecked, and you don't show him the respect to be like, you know what, we're going to put you down, especially after what just happened with Kanjuro. Especially after that, where it's like, okay, we let this guy get close, to a certain point, he betrayed us, and you finish him off. You don't just let him come back to fight you later. And I think that's just going to come back to, because I think the next part where they decapitate him, I don't really think that's the end of him. I think that's like maybe 6 more deaths out of 9, But
yeah, we'll see, man. And there has to be some trick to actually kill him. We're gonna see how that envelops going forward. So who knows? Maybe he had a head in reserve that he didn't let get chopped off or something.
Yeah.
So, or maybe he gotta chop off the main head. Who knows? Like, cause like he has that one head. Like, they're all like light green, but then his actual head is like a dark green, and this is how it's colored. And so who knows? But yeah, that was amazing. The way that went down, that panel was amazing. All the heads getting chopped off, like, it was just craziness all around. And
it is interesting, because I do note at the in the bottom page, right, where there's someone colored this in. I don't know if this is legit or if we can really base it off that, but I do see that the heads are kind of darker. There's one neck that's lighter that also looks decapitated, so I don't know if that's just like someone taking a little bit of liberty or not with this image, but I do see what you're saying there with the discoloration there in Oroshi's heads.
Yeah, I mean, the anime, if you look at it, you can see.
Yeah. Well, this is obviously might be different. It might be intended to be all the dark colors, like a hidden head in reserve or something. You never know, right?
Yeah.
But we do at least see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heads flying,
6.
right? I don't see the 6th head. Where do you see it?
The bottom left has a, like, you can see, like, it has like the beard thing going on, like the facial hair that the other heads have, and it can't be from the one that's
right in front of it. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 6 heads. So with that and the other one, that's 7. So yeah, I want to say 7 out of 9 dead because a Hydra probably has 9 heads. I want to assume.
Yeah.
So maybe 2 more lives in reserve, if we're thinking that. But
yeah, it could either be in reserve, or like I said, you gotta just do it all at once, all the heads at once. So who knows? But yeah, when we leave this, scene, we're left off with Raizo confronting Fukurokuju, and they're rivals, and they're obviously gonna have
ninja
to duke it out
off.
here.
It's a ninja off. Ah! Let's see who makes magic better. But
Who do you think comes out on top on this one?
Raizo, just because I don't like this earlobe man. Yeah.
Conehead.
The Conehead I'm cool with. The earlobes are where I draw the line. No, kidding. But no, I just think this guy's just shady. Wears his shades indoors. I don't trust no one who wears their sunglasses inside. No. But yeah, no, he's down. It seems like he's down with Orochi, so I feel like this guy is just an unsavory guy at heart as well. But I think Orochi's gonna pop up, maybe actually, do some damage to Raizo. Let's see what happens there, because his corpse is just lying around there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he interferes somehow in this battle and they do some more mischief in the coming chapters.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Raizo said that line about you show such devotion to a dead fool, like kind of like, not to say Odin's a fool, but come on, like, you're setting yourself up for a snappy one-liner there, you know what I mean? Like, you're following another person who was dead, you know what I mean? So,
Yo, Oda's just a master making comebacks. We should have a clapback compilation. But yeah, a lot of action, and we jump into the roof, and we have so much cool shit that I don't even know where to talk about. I mean, let's start with the combined cool ass combo attack, Ocean Sovereignty. I was like, what if like this just happened to like cancel out and they just like did no damage, which is super embarrassing. Instead, they looked like they could destroy the red line with this freaking attack.
Yeah, that was a pretty insane, humongous attack, and I kind of had like an image of this in my head, like of like some kind of big humongous attack being launched. But then I thought like Law was gonna do something like teleport. Like, I thought the way they were gonna get rid of Big Mom, or like do damage, significant damage to them, and Law's contribution would be like teleporting or flipping things around, so like Big Mom or Kaido would be the one who gets hit with the humongous attack.
See, if they had Usopp there, he would have handled that. Caught it in his shell, teleported.
Oh my god. That would be hilarious. That would be a potent ass attack to keep in reserve.
Imagine his arm would get blown off from the blowback, and he'd probably die from like using that attack. But to see Usopp attack one of the Yonko with their own attack would be pretty fucking hysterical, I think. But anyways, this crazy attack. How huge is it? Looks like it's bigger than the entire skull of Onishigama. Really, like, it looks like it's twice that size.
We get that panel. Yeah, we get that panel in the top left corner, where it's the island's floating in the sky, and the explosion is like pretty much the entire size of the island from top to bottom.
Zoro with the most epic ass moment here. Trying to dodge, trying to block this guy for them.
He did it.
Yeah.
He did manage to block it. He took some significant heat for it, but you can't say shit about Zoro. You can't. I mean, not that there was much of a debate before, but he's clearly leagues above Sanji after this. Like,
not a question. Like, Sanji was having trouble with Doflamingo. This guy is tanking attacks from 2 Yonko at once. And we love, who knows? Who's to say that Sanji doesn't eventually get back on this level? But for now, Zoro is king.
That was
he's the first.
Super impressive.
He's the first mate for a reason. Just need his bounty to go up, and they just need people to start respecting him. It'd be hilarious if he had the lowest bounty, like a Chopper's bounty eventually surpasses his, and everyone's just like, I don't know. But damn, Zoro with some crazy impressive stuff today, showing the cojones.
Big Zoro feats for reals.
And then we have Luffy, who's just about this fight right now, and he's like just suckering Kaido in, just being like talking shit and taking hits. Tries to get the Red Hawk, but Kaido dodges that pretty easily and unloads. I love that new Ragnarok attack we just saw from him. And I was thinking, like,
I'm
maybe
not 100% sure if I'd say he dodges it super easily. I mean, it looks like in his face there's a little strain. Maybe that's just his disposition. I don't know. Yeah, continue.
But just the Ragnarok attack, which I'm wondering if may not have a full effect just because it looks like it's a part lightning attack, possibly. Maybe that's just the title of it, but we know that Luffy is immune to thunder and lightning, so I wonder.
Yeah, I don't think it's lightning. I just think it's hockey.
No, not the black hockey. I see that's the Conqueror's hockey attack aspect of it, but the surrounding light around it. I'm wondering if that's also him, like, supercharging, because you see him spinning his hammer up. Maybe he's also like summoning lightning, with his magical dragon ability.
It's black, so I'm gonna assume it's just like swirling hockey energy, just all over the place. I'm liking Kaido's design a little bit better based on this chapter. Like, we get to see more of it, and
I thought he was like a Naga character, where those Nagas from Monster Ranch, and they don't have like legs, but I see the legs out in front of him. But I was like, he's looking like Shenron, like more snake-like. But no, I do see where they're going. I feel like the tail could be a little bit like slimmer. I don't know, but whatever. That's a minor thing. The Ragnarok attack with the hockey on Luffy was crazy. That was a crazy strong attack.
Yeah. What do you think? How do you think this gets resolved? Do you think Luffy's gonna be out for a minute, or do you think he's gonna?
I think he's gonna stand right the fuck back up and be like, "Thank you. Can I have another?" And Kaido's gonna be like, "Damn, I like your stuff, Luffy." And they're gonna have a cool little punching moment there. I think Luffy is not done by a mile. I think you don't talk all that shit and say, "I love hell," and then just get one shot of it again. I think those days are done.
I hope so, because I was thinking maybe he's gonna be unconscious for a minute, and then the other guy's gonna kind of pick up the slack, especially since they dealt with Big Mom. But that was awesome. I love seeing a plan come together. We got the little element of surprise here, like, what's going on with this box? What are they gonna do with it? Yeah. I thought, like, is there something in the box that's going to be unleashed when it gets close enough?
Also,
to them,
we can finally concretely address Law's thing, where it's like, if his opponent's hockey is stronger, he can't beat them. That's why he got stomped by Don Flamingo, and everyone's like, oh, he could have just, attacked Star. It's like, no, there's a reason he couldn't beat them, and because, at that level there. Otherwise, certain devil fruits would just easily overpower other devil fruits. And I feel like hockey is like the balancer there, where it's like your level really does matter. Which is why Luffy can go around doing what he does with just rubber powers, but whatever.
Yeah, man, that whole setup was awesome. The teamwork was amazing. They're really fucking synchronized, and they executed the plan extremely well. Super cool.
This seems like really smart too. This was like a really really brilliant plan actually that was very perfectly coordinated. I thought Kid was out for the fight, but him smiling after taking Big Mom shot was really cool. So I give Kid props. I will give credit where it's due, and this week Kid kind of impressed me just for being a punching bag and not being a little complete wuss.
Yeah, no, it was smart. It was smart how they took away Prometheus, because when they put him in the box, he can't see where he is. He can't give any information. He has no
can't conduct electricity.
He can't give any feedback, so he's like taken out of commission. Zoro using his abilities of cutting fire that he has now, and not just thinking like, oh, the flame thing is done. One slice was enough. Nah, he chopped it into fine powder.
Yeah, like one slice, 2 slices. That's 17 slices. I was like, damn, he finally diced Prometheus up. And I thought Killer, like you said, broke Napoleon, but not really. Napoleon having a funny little moment. I'm just a normal sword running away. That had me cracking up.
But yeah, that moment, like you said, that moment where she decked Kid in the face and smashed him down, like, I thought he was gonna be done too. Especially like they show the close up of his face, like being
punched
smushed.
in, yeah.
And Kid is just fucking savage, and he's like Nah, son, I
That's a
like
take.
that shit.
That.
And he's like, do you like my black fingernail paint? I just went to Hot Topic today. And
But
shoot.
kid with some impressive smarts right there, picking up Big Mom, and then Law just smacking her in the face with the boulder. What's the point of it? And then just getting flown off. That's like, I thought she was gonna ask Kaido for help, and he was gonna be like, "Yeah, save yourself, dumbass. don't get fall off a rock." But wow, really impressive with the supernovas. I gotta say, that teamwork. You can't speak enough about it. That's just probably some of the best teamwork you've seen in anime, I want to say, or in all of manga. I mean, I can't think of like one where it's like that coordinated, that smart, that well done. It's a really, really good moment. That's some Shikamaru level shit right there. It's stunning.
Yeah. What do you think the resolution is gonna be with Big Mom falling off?
She's gonna die. That's it. They killed Big Mom. End of Big Mom. It's been fun. Hope you enjoyed all that cake, you fat bitch. No, no. I don't know how she's gonna. Maybe Kaido goes to jump and save her or something. Or
yeah, that was one possibility I considered. Kaido flying off to grab her.
Could she
maybe he's not aware of what's going on?
Could she make an emergency smile if there's like clouds around her and she has like more soul power? Could she just like be like, come save me? You know, could that
she
be
might.
a thing?
I mean, she might have to.
You know
what I mean. Like she might have to call something and put some soul in it so she can save herself, which I'm sure would be to a degree detrimental to her. I mean, I'm sure she only has so much soul to spare of her own personal soul. You know what I mean? To make like a significant homie that could help her out.
Maybe she has a form change. You know, that could be a thing where this is just form 1 of Big Mom. You know, she's gonna become like mutant Big Mom with her hair sticking on different places.
I don't know about that. But I was thinking maybe the who knows, maybe the Big Mom pirates are in the ocean beneath her.
And they haven't made an appearance for a while. Yeah, that could be a thing.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe she can get separated that way. Pero Spero, we don't know exactly what's going on with him either. I mean, he was scoping out Marco before, but you know, who knows? Maybe he could have seen. I mean, maybe he would have seen her falling off. You know, who knows? Maybe she gets sucked up into another waterfall and gets amnesia again, which I'm sure everybody would hate. But don't quite think this is the end of Big Mom. You know, it might be like it. I mean, there's that whole thing with Luffy saying that to Katakuri, where he's like, oh, you know, Katakuri asked him, like, you gonna come back here to beat Big Mom one day? And he said, yeah, and, you know, I don't want him to go back to Whole Cake. I don't want to recanvas that story whatsoever. I don't
think so. I think we're gonna keep. I think the story just has a natural progression. I don't think Whole Cake is gonna be a scene again. I think we all move forward. Everybody's gonna keep, you know, trying to. I think we're in the hunt for One Piece now, and everyone's just about to try and get their final, like, you know, hands on it. I think we're gearing towards that. But still in Act 3. This is a long freaking act. Maybe this ends with like Big Mom's death, and we close Act 3 with that. That could be a thing. But I do think I just have a feeling. This is early prediction. I think that chapter 1010 ends. Close the books on Act 3.
We'll see, man. But I'm so happy with the way this turned out. I mean, I predicted last week that we might, you know, continue this rooftop thing, but there's also the possibility it was just a little check-in, you know, with what was going on with the rooftop, and then we're gonna cut back to other stuff. But I'm super happy they went up to the rooftop, and this chapter was just action. I loved it. We needed it. This is what I've been wanting to see. This was crazier than the shit we saw the first time they were fighting on the rooftop. It's escalated significantly, and man,
everyone having great moments. Everyone having great moments here.
Yeah. Let's look at these translation notes. The chapter title, Hell. This references the Buddhist concept of hell, naraku, as opposed to the usual word jigoku. This is a non-eternal purgatory which is earned via karma, not a divine judgment. Naraku can also mean a theater's basement. Don't know really what to make of that. I mean, they stress it's not the non-eternal aspect of it, so I guess it's saying like, you know, this can go one of two ways or something. I mean, like,
or it has an end, like you can be punished, but like it's only until, like, you know, your punishment's due. maybe not
Yeah.
final.
Yeah, lack of permanence. Then we have ocean sovereignty in quotes, and what we chose is a literal translation for the kanji here, as it matches other attacks Big Mom has done in the past. The kana for the attack is a pronunciation hakai, which when read aloud sounds like destruction. The first part of hakai shares a kanji with haki, or is referencing both their ambitions and destructive power. Okay, so
Domination over the ocean. So maybe okay.
Yeah.
Like
That's interesting.
We are the kings of the ocean, basically. Like like we are the emperors of the ocean attack, something like that.
Yeah. It's more so about their spirit than just a big, huge blast.
Yeah.
There's a metaphor to it.
It's like 20 years ago. They're like, yo, if we ever get really OP and have a combo attack, you want to name it Ocean Sovereignty? Like, yes, we'll call it out. I don't know when, but we will call it out. Get ready. Be ready, Big Mom. Say, all right, I got you, little Kaido. But then the last one,
Three Realms Ragnarok, and it says the kanji for this attack are squiggly lines that I don't know, which literally means 3 worlds pulled to hell.
3 worlds.
Of note, the 3 worlds here refer to the Buddhist
What?
concept of the 3 realms, Trilokya, and the hell is the same hell as a chapter titled Naraku.
Right. Okay.
All right, guys. So we are here, and we are doing the chapter grade now, and I love this chapter so much. I'm gonna give it a 9.6. Like, I thought it was superb. The action was amazing. Nothing's perfect, so I can't just give it a 10. But cool ass stuff, man. Loved it.
Nice. I thought it was bad. I gave it a 1. No, this was
trash. Straight up trash.
Absolute garbage. Horrible. Never seen such shit in my life. No, this was great stuff. I'm actually gonna be a little bit more liberal than you this week. I'm gonna give it a 9, a solid 9. Just some beats that I think would have been more satisfying, like having Orochi really die.
A little more conservative, you mean? Not more liberal?
Yeah, sorry. I'm a little more. It's been a long night. A little bit more conservative in that regard. So I'm going to be a little more stingy. Sorry, is what I meant really to say. I'll give you the 9. But there were some moments I think were for future setup that I think would have been even more epic. Like seeing Orochi really die, I think would have been so hella satisfying. But still, regardless, great action from everyone. Great teamwork from the Supernovas. Luffy showing how he's still in a beast mode, taunting Kaido while he's doing it. It's fucking OP. Solid 9.
Do you feel like Luffy's maybe getting a little too cocky with himself? Like, he's talking a lot. He's talking pretty heavy right now, and I don't know if he's quite there to back it up. But
well, let's see if he stands up after this Ragnarok attack. That'll be the test. If he walks away and he's like, "Yo, thank you. Can I have 6 more? Hells?" then let's see. But yeah, if he walks up and is like, my chest is bleeding from the inside, then maybe he was talking a little bit too much shit there. But I love it. I love this new confident new Luffy. New year, new Luffy. So he's walking around with the big balls attitude. And gotta say, do it. He's gonna need that when he smacks around Blackbeard.
Yeah.
And he's finally
there's not much I gotta say as far as criticism for the chapter is concerned. Like, honestly, I can't really think of anything. I will say, after all the rooftop stuff happened, it completely wiped out the shit that happened with the scaffolds in my head. Honestly, I was so fixated on that. But awesome ass chapter, loved it.
Okay, so Zoro dropping Prometheus in a million pieces was particularly hilarious. Killer unable to break Napoleon though, yeah.
Gotta step it up a bit. At least he disarmed Big Mom. That's something, I guess.
And I love how Kid's big step up moment was taking a punch. I guess he's the tank in this. He's not gonna. I've been that. It's really annoying. You can't do a lot of damage, but you take all the damage from all the big bosses and all the little guys at once. It looks like that's Kid's role, is to be a punching bag and smile. Law coming up with some crazy, ridiculous strategies out here. hey, can you make a container box for Prometheus, and then you cut him up, and then you knock him out, and then I'll throw a rock. It'll work. We got this.
Yeah.
All right, teamwork, go. Yeah, like you said, pulling off the Ghostbusters moment there, trapping. Zeus. I love that. But the big note, Big Mom, what's gonna happen with her flying off the face of Onishigama? Is she gonna live? Is she gonna die? Does she have emergency stuff in her pocket, or is Kaido gonna catch her and then like drop her again, like haha, fuck you, Lilin?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, that was the chapter grade, and now we can move on to the MVP.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, so
you go first this time.
I will go first. Yes, I gotta give it to Zoro. Zoro is my MVP. Blocking 2 Yonko attacks at once and not having your arms disintegrate or lose a sword or be completely taken out or die, pretty impressive. And then cutting Prometheus up into a million fucking pieces, following up, that was cool. So Zoro showed off this week. And
that was an awesome ass line. He was like, "Are you ready?" He's like, "I'm gonna have to be ready." Like, what do you think? Yeah.
Although, I guess a runner up for me would be Law. Because he's kind of like slow, key in the background for a lot of those big moments, getting them out of the way. I guess for the remainder of those attacks and teleporting them all in position, getting Zeus out the way, smacking Big Mom with that rock. So I can see if you'd want to go in that direction as well. I feel like he's going to take silver, but just because Zoro, really stepping up and being like, nah, hold my beer,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Zoro is my MVP as well. I mean, I must have been sleeping on Zoro, because if you would have told me he was gonna tank an attack from, 2 Yonko, well, not tank, I guess it's a little bit extreme, but he
start to block
he saved all our asses, and didn't get completely just decommissioned after dealing with that.
I like how they were like, we gotta separate them. And they're like, yo, combo attack. Like, yeah, no, we really gotta get them the fuck away from each other. So, like, we can't take another one of those. Zoro only has so many arms. This is gonna be really bad real fast. Yeah. But I'm surprised you didn't go with Law there. Because Law was pretty clutch for the supernovas right there and getting Big Mom out the picture.
Yeah, no, Zoro just impressed the shit out of me. He's
and like you said, definitely separates him. I feel like in this, I feel like he's, we got to start putting in that class of how strong is he amongst the supernovas at this point, right? Because from everything I've seen, it looks like he's stronger than all the super. I mean, I don't know how strong Urouge is at this point, because we know he did take out one of the commanders for Big Mom, but or Bonnie or someone like that, but. To me, he's standing here and he looks more, doing more damage than Kid can do, doing more damage than Killer can do, just as clutch as Law is being right now, and just as impressive as Luffy, if not more. And all those people were saying, "Oh, Zoro is stronger than Luffy." You're starting, and your voices are starting to get up there, starting to get a little louder. I can you have some evidence to present to the court.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I think he's at the very least, you have to say he's fairly close to Luffy. I don't think he's stronger than Luffy, but I will say it's not like Luffy could like low or mid diff him. Like it would be a pretty significant fight if they had to fight each other. So
But I will say, if like Luffy stands up in the next chapter and like breaks Kaido's club and smacks off all of his horns, then I will say, okay, Luffy's still strong. But right now, looking pretty even with your captain there, buddy. Pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. All right, man, and we are here to do our predictions.
Prediction time. All right, so jumping in, chapter 110, I think is going to be huge. I want to say that this is out of left field prediction, but I think we get another shonen cover, chapter 110. Appreciating the journey of the Straw Hat Pirates, big moment. That's just calling out of left field, see if we get a big Luffy, and if another Luffy page back-to-back weeks on Shonen Jump. That's what I'm thinking for one prediction. Any predictions you want to put there? Any prediction you want to jump out there with?
I think we are going to continue with the rooftop fight, at least in some capacity. I'm not sure how things are going to go forward from here. I think there's a significant possibility Luffy's KO'd for a minute. And then because it's kind of like, all right, so say Luffy hadn't gotten KO'd, and it'd be 5-on-1. The Supernova versus Kaido. Not to say I'm not even sure they would pull out a win out of that, but this to me makes more sense. Like I could see Luffy being decommissioned for a minute, and the other guys getting to show off their stuff and skills against Kaido whilst Luffy recovers and thinks of something, because I think he kind of needs to rethink his approach a little bit here, and how he's dealing with Kaido, because he's just kind of getting bitch slapped around. Now that Kaido knows, if this guy hits me, it's not gonna feel good.
A bit more cautious there.
Yeah, he's playing more defensive. He's dodging. He's taking his moments, and he's I don't think Luffy's gonna be able to take him in nothing but Gear 4 or higher. So we gotta see Luffy pull that out too.
So that's the thing. I think he's actually not KO'd. I think he's gonna stand up and either go to Gear 4 right off the bat, or go to a higher form. Unleash maybe Punch Man or Gorilla Man, or no, he's already done Kong Gun, right? He's already done that. So maybe something charming. Maybe he'll do like a dragon form or something. I don't know, where he's more monstrous with his power. But I think Luffy stands back up, and I think he smacks the shit out of Kaido next week. I think that's going to be the big thing in Chapter 110 is Luffy really giving it to the Emperor this time. I think we're going to get even more great action next week. I don't think Big Mom is done for the count, by the way. I think she's going to find some way to survive. Or there could be a thing where Kaido tries to save her and throws her to the ocean. She might get trying to get written off. But I don't see this being the end of Big Mom at all. Either her crew saves her, or she finds a way, because I think she's just crafty enough to use something with her soul power. But yeah, I predict a lot of fighting next week. I don't know if maybe we get a little bit of what Sanji and maybe we check back in with what some of the Scabbards are doing, as they're that seems to be the thing where we're following the Scabbards a bit for a couple weeks. So maybe we continue in that trend. But I honestly give me 17 more chapters of the rooftop, and I am A-okay with that. Because this was just amazing. This was just excellent. Come on. Thank you, Oda. You did it again.
Yes.
Another masterpiece.
I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think we see the resolution of Big Mom's outcome in the next chapter. I think it's kind of going to be a floating question mark for a little
cliffhanger.
Bit. Yeah, it's a little suspense. Like what's
Another
going on with Big Mom? Yeah, I think we'll get some kind of rooftop stuff. And maybe more Scabbard stuff, because we're kind of on a Scabbard train at the moment.
Yeah.
And remember what I said before about the Scabbards getting taken off one by one. Now I think Raizo is going to get separated with Fukurokuju, and the group gets smaller and continues forward.
Well, it looks like that's already happened right there. I think that conclusively they're about to battle, and
they're definitely going to fight, but it hasn't been confirmed. Like he didn't say go ahead and leave me back here.
All right, I got one for you then. Let's do a crazy prediction. If one more Scabbard falls off the group next week, who is it, and who do you think they fight?
Maybe they could meet up with Kanjuro, and maybe that'd be a moment for Kiku to splinter off and be like, oh, I want to finish this battle, wrap this up on my own, and make up for before. So that's a possibility. Who could Neko deal with?
I'm thinking Queen or something, if that because that kind of makes sense with the trend of Inu versus Jack. Maybe have him versus Queen, but I think we could see what's his name, Denjiro. Yes, Denjiro peel off and maybe even fight someone from the Tobiroko, like Who's Who or somebody left, because I think Paige and Ulti had the fight. Who else is let's see.
I mean, all the Tobiroko are engaged with somebody.
Who's who we're engaged with?
Who's who is fighting Jinbei?
No, isn't he fighting? Oh damn, you're right. Yeah, no, I thought he was fighting 20 other guys.
No, who's fighting Jinbei, and I mean, I think the stuff with Who's Who is going to get resolved just because this is Jinbei's first fight as a crew member of the Straw Hats.
And I don't think loses,
yeah, I don't think Oda's going to have Jinbei do a belly flop and, his first showing. So
plus you could see, like, he stood up to Big Mom the last time that was pretty key in them getting out of Whole Cake, so it'd be, like, really weird. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to lose to this random Kaido subordinate the next moment. Like, you'd be like, what the hell? Like, because I think a lot of people are like, Jinbei's definitely almost on Straw Hat that level at this point, or close to.
Who knows? I mean, Neko could help Jinbei, because Jinbei's not just fighting Who's Who by himself. Like, Who's Who had his people there, so maybe
the Scabbard joins in.
Yeah, maybe Neko could give him some support and deal, cats versus cats kind of thing.
Could be.
Yeah. There's that possibility. Denjiro could maybe visit Sasaki or something. Maybe Frankie loses his fight against Sasaki, which I don't want to see, because Frankie is my favorite Straw Hat.
He is the best. You think there's any chance that they run into Momo immediately next week, and we get kind of like more rapid action, still happening, where it's like, okay, pieces are really being pushed around, and we get that group reuniting with these guys, and Momo and Kinemon kind of like taking stock and be like, we gotta protect you now, that's our mission again, And the Scabbard's gonna do that.
I think it's all gonna come to a head. I think it's gonna happen definitely within the next 2 or 3 chapters, like I said before, because it seems like the Momonosuke thing is coming to a head. He's being talked about. They're dropping clues here and there. The CP0 people talking about the failed dragon fruit. Momonosuke mentioning he can control his fruit better, and he can tell what's going on with Luffy. So things are developing with him. The Scabbards are trying to get to Momonosuke, so I think they're gonna simultaneously get together, and Momonosuke will unveil or unlock something at that point. And I think it's gonna it's like there's two paths just converging. These two trains are just getting together. So there's that. But yeah, and I guess my wild card for a prediction would be that Sanji gets finally show what's going on with Sanji, and we see what he's up to and what he's planning. So there's that aspect as well.
And my wild card prediction would be Shanks shows up at the end, and the red-haired pirates have finally made their move in 2021.
Oda did say that Oda did say Shanks was going to make his move in 2021, so that will happen at some point.
Just gonna start sprinkling it, so eventually I will be right. Rather we Shanks will be like, I knew it. It's like, well, you've been saying it every week. But
even a broken clock is wrong twice a day, as they say.
No, it's wrong most of the day. It's right.
Oh, right, yeah. It's wrong more than twice a day. It's right twice a day. That's what they say. Those crazy people don't understand how clocks work.
I was gonna say you can have a misset clock that's wrong all the time, because if it's off, it never resolves the correct time. But yeah, a completely broken stopped clock, yes, is right certain times of the day.
Correct.
But anyways, on that very, very rambling, weird note, I think we can say, that was, chapter 109. I'm going to thank you guys for joining us for another week. Especially this week.
It's actually chapter 1009.
1009. Yeah, I didn't say another 0. I keep doing that. Anyways, yeah. Chapter 1009.
It doesn't roll off the tongue that well.
I do know maths, guys. I do know maths very well, I swear. But that was chapter 1009. I want to thank everyone for joining us, especially because this was a live read and reaction from us. No spoilers, no hint of what had happened before. This was a great chapter to do that for. I'm so glad we did, especially for this chapter. And for everyone who watched along, thanks for joining.
I'm going to continue that trend of not reading spoilers.
It tastes so much. It's so good. But you get that real, that raw, it's like buying that fresh comic and reading it exactly like how Oda wanted you to do it. Mm-hmm. But this was amazing, and I can't say enough about this. Thank you so much for this chapter. And I can't wait. Chapter 1010. I think we're gonna have some even bigger moments. I think this was a 9, and I wanted to say I feel like we're getting a 9.5, 10 coming our way next week. So let's see.
Word. Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, I guess.
Oh.
Sorry, I will say one more thing. One, I guess, if I didn't say it before, I think next week will be the curtain call for Act 3 on the One Arc, and we will start to go to Act 4, which I don't know what it's gonna be, but maybe it's just the straight battle, and everything just goes crazier. It's like 5 just chapters of crazy, intense shit hitting the fan. But we'll see.
Yeah, man, that's a bold ass prediction. I will say it, calling the end of the act. But yeah, that's been our review, and I love the chapter. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did, and if you guys have any questions, comments, theories, you want to throw them down there, please feel free to do so.
Especially with a chapter like this, like if anything pops in anyone's mind or we missed any detail, just in our excitement, feel free to comment there. Wow, so good stuff. And as always, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. For me and my brother, this is your main man Rev, and my buddy, my boy, my man.
It's Lock Zero, and we're signing out.
Peace.
Peace.